In the headlines of this hour on VTV News. Conference reviews operations of government and local administrations. And later on, Prime Minister sets government's work motto for 2025. In our world news, China launches massive rescue operation after a deadly quake.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is 3 p.m. local time, and you're watching VTV News. I'm Huyền Trần with the top stories. Party General Secretary Tô Lâm, State President Lương Cường, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn, and other officials attended an online conference Wednesday morning. The conference connected with all 63 centrally run cities and provinces nationwide to review the government and local administration's operations in 2024 and also outline tasks for 2025. More in the following.
At the conference, participants evaluated achievements across various areas in 2024 while analyzing challenges and their root causes. They proposed solutions to implement the National Assembly's resolutions effectively. Addressing the conference, the Party General Secretary expressed deep appreciation and pride for the remarkable achievements of 2024. He emphasized that greater challenges had led to stronger unity among the party, people, and army. Together, they demonstrated unwavering determination to overcome adversity.
Despite facing tough situations, or should we say big waves and strong winds, and even storms on national, regional, and international scales, the country successfully and comprehensively achieved all socioeconomic development goals for 2024. On behalf of the Politburo, the Secretariat, and the party in the state, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and commendation to the government, the Prime Minister, party committees at all levels, authorities, organizations, businesses, party members, soldiers, and overseas Vietnamese for their extraordinary efforts and achievements this year.
The Party General Secretary also reaffirmed that the nation now possesses the power, strength, will, and determination necessary to step confidently into a new era to achieve strong and prosperous development. He called on public employees to fully embrace this core ideology, urging them to make it a guiding principle for all actions and decisions. He described this ideology as a torch that illuminates the path toward the country's progress and success in the years to come.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính outlined the government's 2025 work motto during a Wednesday morning conference. The motto emphasizes discipline, responsibility, proactiveness, effective streamlining, and accelerated breakthroughs. He stated that the government, ministries, branches, and localities will implement the party's directives through specific measures to achieve practical results. The Prime Minister presented 9 key task groups and solutions for 2025. The government's main priorities include promoting economic growth while maintaining macroeconomic stability, controlling inflation, and ensuring major economic balances. It will focus on improving organizational efficiency and implementing Resolution 57 of the Politburo regarding science and technology, innovation, and digital transformation. Additionally, the Prime Minister underscored the importance of strengthening institutions and developing strategic infrastructure and human resources. The plan also includes eliminating temporary and dilapidated housing while constructing 100,000 social housing units. Vietnam's average consumer price index (CPI) in 2024 increased by 3.63% compared to the previous year. To keep the inflation rate in 2025 under control, the government has directed ministries, sectors, and localities to take decisive actions with a primary focus on price management and control.
In 2025, several goods and services are expected to face price increases. These include food and fuel due to global price trends, as well as imported materials impacted by exchange rate fluctuations. Additionally, prices for electricity, medical services, and education are set to be adjusted. These factors could put pressure on the consumer price index. In response, the Ministry of Finance is focusing on accurate forecasting to develop timely solutions.
From now until TET, the department will deploy 3 monitoring teams to assess market prices across different regions. The findings will be reported to the Price Management Steering Committee to develop region-specific solutions.
The Ministry of Finance is also intensifying inspections and developing scenarios to manage essential goods prices. The goal for 2025 is to keep inflation under control at 4.5%, as set by the National Assembly.
If investors and contractors submit their procedures on time, financial agencies can process fund disbursement in just 2 weeks, achieving and potentially exceeding the Prime Minister's targets.
In 2024, the finance sector exceeded all targets for state budget collection. State revenue reached over $82.2 billion, surpassing projections by 19.1%. State budget expenditure stood at $74 billion, ensuring a balanced budget at both central and local levels. Public debt remained well managed, staying below the permitted threshold.
By the end of 2024, deposit interest rates had increased by 0.7% compared to the beginning of the year, while lending interest rates decreased by 0.6%. Commercial banks saw their interest rates drop by an average of nearly 1%. The State Bank of Vietnam's or SBV leaders report that some small commercial banks are adjusting their deposit rates to maintain liquidity, though these increases are minimal and do not impact interest rate policy management. The SBV plans to maintain current operating interest rates while guiding credit institutions to lower operating costs and reduce lending rates. According to statistics from the State Bank of Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh City branch, remittances to Ho Chi Minh City in 2024 reached an estimated $9.6 billion, 60% of the country's total. Last year, the city approved a project to attract remittances, which included improving remittance transfer and payment services. Additionally, the city is developing plans to issue remittance bonds for transport infrastructure development, with a goal to complete 355 kilometers of urban railway by 2035. The country's total remittances in 2024 are estimated to have reached a record $16 billion. Vietnam's trade performance has shattered records, with total foreign trade turnover exceeding $786 billion in 2024. This is a remarkable increase of 15.4% compared to the previous year. And this achievement also marks the 9th consecutive year Vietnam has secured a trade surplus with a balance of nearly $25 billion.
This fertilizer and chemicals corporation saw export activities skyrocket by 62% last year. The company even entered new markets, including East Asian countries, Australia and New Zealand.
To succeed in exports, it's crucial to register and protect the company's trademarks. We have adopted cost-saving technologies and invested in market forecasting and risk management.
2024 was also a banner year for Vietnam's agriculture, forestry, and fisheries sectors, with exports surging. Products including rice, coffee, vegetables, and pepper recorded growth rates of 20 to 30%.
The foreign trade of agricultural products grew remarkably. It's not just 1 or 2 products. We're seeing robust growth in all products.
Vietnam's foreign trade also showed strong sustainability, with 88% of exports coming from processed industrial products and 94% of imports consisting of production materials.
With over 15% growth in total foreign trade turnover, Vietnam has proven to the world that it's making a robust recovery.
Despite these achievements, challenges remain. Ensuring compliance with product origin regulations and navigating trade defense cases will be critical to leveraging Vietnam's growing reputation on the global stage. For now, Vietnam is on track to cement its position as a global trade powerhouse.
Vietnam aims to gain $8 billion in fruit and vegetable exports this year. Last year, the country reached more than $7.1 billion, with durian contributing about 40%. The fruit will continue to be a key commodity this year, thanks to its strong growth potential. Durian output is forecast to rise by 15%, thanks to improved productivity, especially in the Central Highlands. Multiple growing area codes will be granted to orchards eligible for export this year. In addition, other fruit and vegetable products have also recorded stable growth since the beginning of the year. Domestic fruit and vegetable processing plants have been ramping up production since the start of the year to meet their export targets. Growing demand and investments in advanced processing methods are painting a positive picture for this multi-billion-dollar sector.
This factory processes approximately 50 tons of fruits and vegetables daily. The company is expanding production and setting higher growth targets for this year.
We gained around $4.7 million in 2024 and are expecting a 20 to 25% increase in 2025. The market is booming with high demand. We can't even fulfill orders for a single extra case of fruits.
Numerous fruit and vegetable processing factories in the Mekong Delta have secured orders through May and June.
Our company invests in processing such products as dried coconut, coconut milk, natural coconut water, and frozen and dried fruits and vegetables for higher value export.
Businesses are investing in the region and becoming more involved in the value chain, particularly through advanced processing technology, which is key to increasing product value.
Vietnam's fruit and vegetable sector is effectively leveraging opportunities and advantages from free trade agreements. With improved product quality and diverse sales channels, the industry is well positioned to reach its $8 billion target this year.
And before we move on to other important updates, let's take a look at the foreign exchange rates of today, January 8th. Coming up next on VTV News. National Assembly delegation to inspect Hanoi's air quality measures. And cultural heritage powers tourism boom in Central and Highland regions. Moving on to other news, the National Assembly's monitoring delegation will form 4 working groups to oversee environmental protection policies and laws across 15 localities, including Hanoi. The monitoring will cover the period from the Law on Environmental Protection's effective date through December 31st, 2024, along with relevant periods before and after. Water and air quality management, particularly in Hanoi, will be a key focus. The inspection aims to evaluate current conditions and identify limitations, and the monitoring is scheduled to occur between late June and July 31st. According to Resolution 57, human resources are key to advancing science, technology, and national digital transformation. This includes focusing on highly skilled talent and special policies to attract them. To retain the brightest and best, it's essential to offer competitive benefits and a creative environment for them to work on major research projects.
After 3 years as a PhD student in France, Dr. VTVgo returned to Vietnam to lead a research team on Internet of Things devices. He leveraged his international experience and connections to master new technologies and collaborate with global experts.
To attract experienced individuals, we need to create favorable working conditions and assist them in building their research teams and setting new research directions in line with global advances.
Resolution 57 aims to attract overseas Vietnamese workers to the country and retain top talent in leading scientific and technological tasks. This requires a better working environment, solid research infrastructure, and the freedom to explore.
Scientists care about transparency. Transparency in partnerships, work relationships, and evaluation criteria. Policies and benefits are also crucial factors in attracting talent.
We must create a competitive work environment with interesting and practical problems for researchers and investors.
Building pilot mechanisms to test new technologies, accepting risks, venture investments, and delays in scientific research are key factors that encourage scientists to explore new possibilities. Decree 179 institutionalizes Resolution 57's goal, with future policies focusing on reforming science management, mobilizing resources for new tech, and attracting top scientists for national progress.
Now, according to the Agoda booking platform, international tourists searching for accommodation in Vietnam during TED have risen sharply. Search numbers have surged 140% compared to last year, with Chinese visitors showing the largest increase of nearly 300%. Phu Quoc has become the top choice for international visitors this year, followed by Đà Lạt, Nha Trang, and Phan Thiết. These figures suggest Vietnam's goal of welcoming 22 million international visitors this year is achievable. Meanwhile, in outbound tourism, Tokyo has become Vietnamese tourists' favorite TED destination this year, with accommodation searches increasing by nearly 200%. In recent years, many areas across the Central and Central Highlands regions have transformed their cultural heritage into successfully planned tourism ventures. By linking tourism offerings with their diverse ethnic cultures, they have strengthened their local economies while also preserving and celebrating the distinctive cultural values of ethnic communities.
Majestic scenery for cloud hunting, traditional stilt houses, and diverse ethnic cultural experiences have captivated visitors to this mountainous region of Binding Province.
I am very happy to have experienced the local people's lives. This area is so pristine, with a cool climate.
We are able to preserve Gong culture, bamboo weaving, brocade weaving, and the local rustic cuisine.
Dak Lak Province boasts stunning natural scenery, a favorable climate, and a diverse cultural landscape comprising 49 distinct ethnic groups. The province is utilizing these strengths by developing a community-based tourism model that offers immersive experiences of local ethnic life through shared meals, homestays, and activities.
The Ede and Hmong communities, working in conjunction with sustainable poverty reduction programs, are developing community-based tourism services in each village, showcasing distinct local identities.
We've launched a citizen tourism ambassador program and provide tourism training to local ethnic communities.
By utilizing cultural heritage for tourism development, communities not only preserve their ethnic traditions, but also draw visitors, creating employment opportunities and sustainable income for local residents.
Turning cardboard into works of art is the passion of a young man in Bình Dương province. His skilled hands and creative mind bring discarded materials to life. And his story is not just about reusing materials, but also emphasizes the importance of working together to protect the environment.
Elephants, dinosaurs, rhinos, monkeys, and wild cats. These vibrant animals, seemingly brought to life, are all crafted from a single material. In fact, it's cardboard, the humble material that has become the foundation for these stunning sculptures. The journey began when Phie saw a French artisan creating products from cardboard. He decided to observe and teach himself despite having no formal training in sculpture.
My challenge was that I had no formal education or anyone to teach me. I've learned everything myself.
To bring these art pieces to life, the process requires precision and creativity at every stage, from conceptualizing the idea to building the frame, applying plaster, molding the shape, and painting. Phie's creations always attract admiration and joy from those who see them, which motivates him to continue creating and spreading happiness to everyone around him.
I've never seen such a unique hippopotamus chair before.
I'm very proud of my son for making these products.
Cardboard, a simple and easily damaged medium, can be transformed into something unique and durable when skillfully crafted.
If you use them indoors as furniture or decorative items, they can last for 10 years or even longer without issue. This material allows me to create anything I want, like sculptures or miniature landscapes.
His artworks are not only a testament to the artist's skill but also carry a deeper message about environmental conservation and sustainable living. Phie's story has inspired many, proving that creativity can begin with the simplest of materials.
Coming up next in our world news. China launches massive rescue operation after deadly quake. And South Korean court extends arrest warrant for impeach Yoon. Now moving on to our world news, a total of 126 people have been confirmed dead and 188 others injured after a 6.8 magnitude earthquake jolted Dingri County in southwest China's Xinjiang Autonomous Region on Tuesday morning. Rescuers are working urgently to free survivors trapped in the rubble. Those trapped have spent a night in sub-zero temperatures, risking hypothermia and dehydration. So far, more than 400 people have been rescued. Meanwhile, temporary accommodation for 30,000 displaced people is being rapidly deployed. The earthquake caused great damage due to its rapid onset in an area with poorly designed buildings. China has upgraded its earthquake emergency response in Xinjiang to level 1, the highest level. And as of Wednesday morning, 500 aftershocks with a magnitude of up to 4 have been recorded following the earthquake. South Korea's Seoul Western District Court has granted a request to extend a warrant to detain the country's suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol for questioning over his unexpected declaration of martial law on December 3, 2024. The extension comes after the previous warrant expired on Monday. The court has not disclosed the warrant's deadline, and sources suggest a 7-day extension, though Yoon's arrest remains unlikely. The first attempt to execute the warrant on January 3rd failed after a 6-hour standoff between investigators and presidential guards. This marks the first time in South Korean history that a sitting president has faced an arrest warrant. Investigators are expected to execute the new warrant soon. On Tuesday, President-elect Donald Trump declined to rule out military or economic action aimed at regaining U.S. control at the Panama Canal and acquiring the Danish territory of Greenland. This announcement comes as Trump continues advancing his agenda roughly 2 weeks before his January 20th inauguration in Washington.
When asked at a press conference whether he could assure the world that he would not use military or economic coercion as he tries to gain control of the Panama Canal and Greenland, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump said,
"You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this, we need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military."
Greenland, however, has taken a clear stance on this matter.
Greenland is not for sale and Greenland will not be for sale, but we can have a closer collaboration on business development with the U.S.
Trump suggested he would impose tariffs on Denmark if it resists his offer to purchase Greenland. In addition, Trump also vowed to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America and repeated his promise to impose significant tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Mexican and Panamanian authorities did not immediately comment. Panamanian President José Raúl Mulino has previously rejected the idea of returning the canal to U.S. control, which Panama gained from the United States in 1999.
Oil prices settled higher on Tuesday, driven by concerns over limited supply from Russia and OPEC member countries, along with expectations of higher Chinese demand. At the close of trading, Brent crude futures settled at $77.05 a barrel, up 75 cents. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude finished at $74.25 a barrel, up 69 cents. Oil production from OPEC countries decreased in December following 2 months of increases. Russia's production also fell below its target. Analysts attribute the rise in oil prices to expectations of improved demand, particularly during the holiday season and due to China's economic commitments. However, a short-term trend still points toward a downward trajectory. Now, as usual, let's move on to the weather forecast. And that's all the news we have for this hour. To rewatch our program, you can download our mobile app VTVgo or check out our YouTube channel VTV4Go. Thank you for watching and see you next time.